Okay. Oh, we're seeing Valder again. So we just saw a game with Valder before, and now we're getting treated to another one with Zested in this case, and versus I'mSolidSnaek playing Wulfar. So two top tier commanders right out of the bat.
Yeah, two very strong picks for this map, to say the least.
Yeah, and we're seeing the more, I'd say, traditional opening where like the sword crosses to get to the
To
fortified
the
village.
fortified, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen. I guess like the veteran players are playing out more standard, but I actually really like the other opening we saw earlier. So, but yeah, we're not seeing anything too wild right now. I guess like the big divergence here is we've got one commander that's putting pressure on the south, and the other commander is also looking to put pressure on the south too.
Yeah, so different commander path. Uh, Early Harpy, probably to try to flip that fortified village.
Yeah, it does also do a decent job of keeping Wulfar back. I actually don't think there's flagstone on this map, so
I mean, if you have like one, like, yeah, if you have a mage from the other barracks, you can like go off the Harpy over there and then the mage finishes off.
oh, that's a smart one actually. I hadn't thought of that.
So, actually, this map layout is it's pretty good for Wulfar.
Yeah, yeah. There's some cool ideas right there. But oh, I think you're right. Yeah, the Harpy's gonna flip that fortified village.
Yeah, I guess early Harpy pays off. I mean, pays for itself, I suppose. Flipping a fortified village is pretty good. And
Yeah,
there's no like full health swords to like recapture that fortified village instantly. So yeah, Zested had a plan before coming into this game.
yeah. And I'm wondering, is Wolfar gonna be able to do anything because of this? Like, he's kind of isolated, I would say. He's very much like surrounded by all this heavy terrain. He isn't really able to threaten the tower. He isn't really able to threaten because he could like slowly pressure this barracks down, but
This barracks actually falls pretty fast, like kind of surprising how fast it can fall.
yeah, but he is not on full health, and he's gonna eat an archer crit for that as well as the counter attack.
Yep. I think a sword reaches the others. Oh, never mind. But next turn, like it's in range of getting decapped. So, and now Wulfar has groove, and this is the fun part of the game where, you know how last game, I mean, in a game we covered previously, at some point there were like the number of units grew quite a bit, and Mercia was getting groove every turn. Well, Wulfar can get to that too, and once Wulfar gets groove every turn, that can be pretty.
Yeah, especially if you get at any point tier 2, there's gonna be a lot of targets for bouncing stuff around and doing damage. Ooh,
And I guess Valder going this direction makes a little more sense than where Wulfar is going, because you get to attack both fortified villages with this direction. Where, like, if you go how Wulfar is, I guess it's better for Wulfar to do what he's doing, because Wulfar's pretty good at destroying buildings.
yeah, and ooh, he actually just has to pull back and doesn't even continue to pressure the barracks. Like, I think he could have taken it down, but the
But then,
dragon's
yeah,
really scary.
he kind of just dies if he does that.
Yeah, if you drop a mage shield on him and he runs back like one tile, I think you can sword crit the barracks down, but it's very spooky and you're eating archer crits the whole time, so
My hand rise.
Yep. And Valder tier 1. I mean, getting an extra sword on these kind of maps where there's there's in the mixed base map, I guess, is
yeah.
the technical term. Pretty good. So not saving for tier 2. Which could also be quite devastating, because like there's a lot of swords on this map, right? So if
Yeah.
you get a tier 2, like every part of the map is gonna benefit.
I guess spamming tier 1 also makes your tier 2 that much stronger later on as well.
Yep.
Like if you just got a ton of swords, like the moment you get like was it 50% extra damage?
No, double.
Oh, double. Oh, okay.
You see, Zested built a trebuchet on the top there to defend his barrack.
That's a tricky one to
And
navigate because if your opponent just makes an air trooper, they can.
yeah, they can kind of get past all the village and terrain to get you.
Yeah, and yeah, trebs are just not as good as they used to be. It's just like a straight up fact. They, especially on the defense, like you can get underneath the treb fire.
Oh, it's gonna be a pretty good job here, I think.
Yeah, that is true, but
Maybe you just set up a night crit on it. Never mind. You just set up a trap crit with the night.
oh, oh wow,
Oops. That's not how you're supposed to do it. I guess it is like in crit range of the trap technically, but not if the trap has anything to say about it. And there we go, Wulfar. Took a little more time to decap these racks, but eventually he does it.
yeah, okay. So we still got a game. Like it could go either way. Trebuchet though, gonna crit those knights, yeah, and those were healed as well. So, and I just realized Zested is banked 3,000 gold.
No, really.
Yeah.
I guess they might want a golem to defend their barracks. That's something that you can do.
Yeah, and
If you,
is that a
if
crit?
anything, it really delays the taking over barracks by a lot.
Yeah, they take out their opponent's tower. So we've got to trade a barracks for a tower so far. Barracks gets
I
recaptured.
mean, the barracks aren't like completely flipped yet, and the tower neither. So
Yeah, I
we'll
guess it's
see
just
how this
delaying
goes.
production more than anything.
This dragon is kind of spooky though.
Yeah, like it just, I mean, it's technically, oh, I was gonna say it's technically in range of that mage, but no, Valder's just gonna stand there and plink away those swords.
Although, can you look at Wulfar's groove charge right
Oh, he's
now?
been on 200 for a while.
Oh, really?
I guess he just
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have a
guess
good target.
Valder's safe, but you have to watch out.
Oh, because, yeah, Wulfar could technically groove a unit on, oh no, Valder's surrounded now, okay.
Yeah, double dragon.
I was gonna say Snake could, like, bounce the groove onto it, but why are actually Snake just
Yeah.
decides it's not worth it?
I mean, Zested had like fortified village flipped for a long time, so the economy was actually pretty big in Zested's lead. And now there's like a double dragon you have to deal with. That's like you can't really stop that from flipping your barrack, and it also is going to make you flipping the barracks really hard. So I think I can see why Snake surrenders here. You know, Zested isn't really a player you expect to blunder from this position.
Yeah.
Like you could see, like they weren't even like giving a chance for Wulfar to lethal Valder, completely surrounding it.
Yeah, not only were the units that were next to Valder, like, yeah, not only were there units next to Valder, sorry, like there were units next to those units, so yeah, just very little opportunity, and I think it really came down to Wulfar just didn't achieve much, like, throughout that entire game. Like, Valder was doing a lot of work in that Southport. He was constantly building swords, constantly putting pressure. Compare that to Wulfar, who did a bit of damage to a barracks and like flipped it. It didn't even flip it, he just knocked it down for one turn. And during all of that was like not really achieving anything else, and couldn't, even at 200% groove, had no good targets for groove either. That's like a really awkward position to be in. So yeah, I think Zested just played it really well, really had good positioning on their commander, really pressed the right front with it, had a really good game
And
plan.
controlled the Wulfar pretty well too.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just played very well, and I mean that's all there is to it. Like Zested's good game. Not really too much interesting happening on like the naval fronts either. It was mostly just like the differences between the use of commanders.
Yeah,
I
they
would say.
built like one water unit each to capture villages and then called it a day.
Yeah, and actually snake healing that knight back to full, which is a big gold sink, and then losing it immediately to a trap crit is really rough.
Yep.
So, but anyway, well played. I'm gonna go into another game.